And welcome, thank you, and welcome. Welcome to the day. Once again, welcome to Trauma Support Group Management by your host, Mr. Darrell Walker. Today's a great day, y'all. I'm excited. I have really had some growth. I don't know if y'all seen my video on YouTube, but I went out and got me some exercise, and I feel power. I feel a little power, you know what I'm saying? I feel inspired. It's good to have positivity a lot, and the reason why today's video is about expressing yourself, because from a childhood trauma and addiction, or just a lot of the use of impairing my mind with drugs and drinking, our speech impediment or our emotional state, how we express ourselves, or our thoughts that we have while we're expressing ourselves, can be detrimental and dangerous. So today I was having a conversation right before I had made this video with my mother, and I was explaining to her that at the age of me taking care of my newborn baby brother at the age of 8, I didn't understand that back then I was in psychology, and as I was expressing to her, I understood that when you express your feelings, emotions can come out. But when I was expressing to her, I felt very mature, and I didn't express to her to put her down, but just to share with her how her son really was being, a big brother to his sister and brother. And I felt great sharing that experience with her, and a lot of things that I have shared with her she didn't know. But sometimes when you express yourself from your past experience, or some things that you went through in your life in a healthy manner, people can have more clarity and not be defensive or offended. And I think the relationship or the conversation I was having with my mom today, she didn't feel offended, or it didn't hurt her. She was more learning about her son. And I think it's great when you open up and express yourself to people. They will understand you more, because sometimes in your mind they have a thought process. I'm sorry, looking at the camera right there, but they have a thought process of how you are. And I was sharing another thing I want to express to you. I know when you make change within yourself, people's mental state are not going to be the same as yours. So you have to be patient and take time, and keep not even proving to them, but showing yourself and sharing with them, expressing how you feel. Like I was telling my brother today, I said, hey, bro, I know I have in my past have gave you a lot of bad experiences with my lifestyle, but I want to express to you today that I apologize, and I'm not that type of person. Now, how he talk about me, and how a person might talk about you, or how they still perceive you, you can't change that. You have to be patient with them as you change. That was a good tip today. So a lot of times when you're expressing yourself, when we have, this is Trauma Support Group Management, and then trauma or PTSD or anxiety or if fear, you do not express yourself correctly. Even in anger, sometimes in anger you can, or you feel like you're failing, you can express yourself. Sometimes when you're failing, I don't know why I'm saying this, but sometimes when you're failing, manipulation kicks in. You try to manipulate everything around you to hold you successful. I have done that in addiction. I'm just talking from experience. I'm not putting this out on nobody. But sometimes when you're failing, you can express yourself to make people feel a certain type of way, so you don't fail. Today, I'm not teaching that. What I'm trying to teach you today is that you can express yourself in a better way. So today's class is expressing your feelings and thoughts better. My videos are designed for you to be better. It's not for you to be worse. If you feel like you're not getting nothing out of my videos and you're not growing, which I highly doubt, you might want to seek some professional help. Whew. Okay, trauma is strongly connected to mental health. I want to repeat this again. This is what this platform is for. People don't like to talk about trauma. Today, trauma is a strong connection to mental health. I was sharing with my mom today some of my PTSDs. I don't like closing doors because in coming up in foster care and other facilities, jails and prisons, slamming doors triggers my anxiety. It makes me feel very fearful, and also makes me panic, and it pumps my adrenaline. Any kind of loud sounds. But if you're that type of person, you understand where I'm coming from. We can have control over that now. To try to breathing techniques or medications, or just get some professional help. But like I was saying before, trauma is a strong connection to mental health. I'm going to repeat that because people don't understand. Oh, that man right there, he got issues, he got problems. Well, he has traumas. A lot of people, ladies even, it's just not for men, these are for women. I'm just going to, from the man's side, I'm just going to say we came up in a bad environment, seeing some things we shouldn't have seen, did some things we shouldn't have did, said some things we shouldn't have, and us men like myself have been put in positions to take hold of priorities in life that was overwhelming for us, but we still stood strong and handled them priorities. That was good. So, for ladies, I'm gonna speak up for you as well. Y'all are most of y'all that's watching me or following me, y'all are wonderful people because you take time to sit down, not only from the man aspect, but understand that, us men, as a man myself, I understand traumas. I really, as I've been dealing with myself and healing with myself, I understand my mother and my sisters and my nieces, female parts of even females, that I tend to have conversations with. I understand. I'm not biased, or what's that word? I can't even say the word because maybe it's not meant. But I'm not biased. I'm not one-sided. I'm open, and I can relate to certain pains, emotions, and life traumas, abuse and things like that. So for women, y'all traumas, y'all have some mental health too because of some of the traumas y'all went to. And the reason why you're probably still dealing with these traumas because you have it under some women, or some men, or some people like to be in denial, and they don't understand that they do have trauma and issues. So if you're watching this video today, just because you have traumas and issues doesn't make you a bad person. You just have to understand some of the things that you do say or are acting is probably due to your traumas in your life, and that's speaking from experience. Trauma this can also affect the emotional stability. I'm gonna say this again. This can also affect emotional stability. Now, I'm gonna really dig on this today because when I'm sharing, sharing with somebody sharing their past with me, what I put them through, your emotions can be evolved. So a lot of times, if you don't want to deal with something, we call it pride. A lot of people don't like to hear the truth about how they are and what they did as an individual. Me myself, let me slow down. Me myself, I have learned and accept, say, hey man, you know what? I have real serious issues. I have real serious problems. They need to be addressed, and I need to get healed, and I need to, fix my personal lifestyle within myself. This is great, y'all. We still have to do this. We have to do that inner digging. So when you have emotional stability, I'm gonna dig on that, but let me pause again. So like I was saying, when people, which is pride and denial, don't want to deal with their self, this is tough for people. If you notice, they'll have a reaction, or they'll shut you down, or they'll overtalk you. These are people that doesn't have emotional stability. Whew, that was tough. because I used to be like that. Okay, so emotionability is this: the ability to manage emotions effectively and maintain a consistent and balanced emotional state. You got that? So listen, you have to have the ability to manage your emotions effectively. Manage your emotions effectively. You understand that? That comes with self-control. That comes with humility. That comes with breathing techniques. That comes with forgiveness. These are personal things that I'm applying to you. My tips that I help me continue to discover and move forward on this road that I'm moving. Thank you. And what helps you is that you have to maintain in a consistent and balanced emotional state. You have to stay consistent and balanced. Okay, well, how do you stay consistent? Saying, hey, you know what? Today I'm gonna humble myself. Today, if I'm wrong, I need to fix some things. Or there's just something going on with me. I need to really address these issues and really maintain and stay on a consistent basis with it. I could really share this. I was sharing with my brother and today, and I was saying, hey, bro, you have things that you're probably saying about me, and if I wasn't strong with my emotional stability, I could either relapse or be triggered or be offended by what he's saying. But when you deal with yourself and apply to yourself and start self-healing, self-forgiveness, you can start being emotional stable. You can really start being emotionally stable. So this is powerful, and I want everybody to start practicing or start seeking. I think I might do it in the next class, but during this class right here, I'm going to give you wonderful tips how to be emotionally stable. How to have emotional stability. All right. So, I just want to share that trauma and PTSD don't let you do this. It doesn't. When you have PTSD and trauma, and you're not handling it in the right manner, or getting professional help with it, it's hard to be emotionally stable. Me myself, I'm not all there. But I have came a long ways, and I'm walking further because I can see myself walking further with my trauma and PTSDs. And I have been putting into practice. Matter of fact, I want to share a perfect situation. I had a situation where one of friends of mine was asked me for a ride, or asked them for a ride, and they didn't come through. The old me would have panicked and really probably got in my feelings and emotions because I felt, however we say in the street, I felt tried. But when you're emotionally stable, I looked at the situation and I said, you know what? I'm responsible. Oh, this is the key thing I want you to get. I'm responsible for me. So let's do this today. I always make you say something and make you do something. Let's do this. Say, I am responsible for me. Say it again. Say, I am responsible for me. Why are you telling us to do this, Mr. Walker? Because you are responsible for you. How you are, what you say, what you do, how you need to do it, when you need to do it, you are responsible for you. Once you understand you're responsible for you, you are obtaining this emotional stability. That was great. This is serious. Because a lot of times, when things don't go right in life, or things don't turn out the way we're supposed to, what we do in our emotions, we do the blame game. We point the finger, or we say we don't take accountability for ourselves. But back to the story, even though that situation didn't go out the way I wanted to, I became a man. And as a man or a woman, when you take full responsibilities for yourself, that's becoming a strong individual, male or female. So what I did was I took responsibility, and I said, you know what? It's not their fault what I need to do or where I need to go. Let me get up and do it the best way I can. and it got done. And as I was doing it, I was discovering inner freedom, joy, mind clarity. I discovered how healthy I'm really healthy. Thank God I covered under the blood, but I am for 47 to be on the streets and and on drugs. I'm pretty healthy. I have a few nerve issues and little back problems, and sometimes muscle cramps. But other than that, I'm great, and I feel great. And I know if you see me and you know me, I want to give you this energy that you feel great. You look at yourself. You're wonderful. You still got hair on your head. You got some hair. You still got your vision. You still can breathe. You still got all your teeth on your hands, your feet. You can stand up. You can jump. You can twist. You can turn. It might be a little painful, but hey, you can do it. You're still good with yourself. And once you feel good with yourself, this also gives you emotional stability. So that was great. So tips on how to help you with emotional stability with trauma and PTSD. Number 1, self-awareness, to understand one's emotions and how they impact your behavior. You have to be self-aware of yourself. This is great. This is wonderful what I'm saying, because like I say, if you're not paying attention to yourself, you're not paying attention at all. I have been learning, if you notice if you do my lives and you see my videos from how I started to how I am today, I have been self-aware of how I speak, how I move, the things I do, because I used to do this a lot. But I'm learning with confidence that, hey, let me relax. I don't have to push my point across. I'm self-aware. If I just talk, this is going to be good. If you're self-aware that you're hurt or something disappointing to you, you don't have to be vulgar. Just be calm and be self-aware of how you feel, and be self-aware how you're expressing what you're feeling. That was great. Also watch your behavior as well. That was great. Okay, resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from challenges and setbacks. I think that should be my middle name, the real resilience walker. Because, and I'm not going to be selfish. I'm going to include everyone into this. How many things have you been through, and things that you have, you had challenges and setbacks, and you don't bounce back? Now, I want us to think about this. I want you to take your time and think about how the things you don't bounce back from in the past 6 months or in the past year. Think about it. How did you come back? That comes from resilience. You have the ability. If you're watching me today, and you feel like you can't make it, let me tell you something, man or woman. Look how many times you done failed. Get back up and keep trying. Don't give up today, because you have resilience. I don't know. Make you do a just exercise again. Here we go. Now just say to yourself, I can come back from challenges and setbacks. Let's say that again. I can come back from challenges and setbacks. That's great. I'm glad you did this exercise with me, because right now you done made it out before, you can make it out again. And that was great. Another tip that I have, listen, and as I'm saying this, I forgot to say a cue after I say everything. As you're doing these things, you can express yourself better in these states. So every tip that I'm giving you is a state. On self-awareness, you can express yourself better in that state. And resilience, you can express yourself better in that state. I just wanted to catch on that, because that's what I posted I did. I see it on my script. But let's go. Calmness. Let's go. Calmness. Whew. Now, this is very serious. This is not a joke. People with traumas and PTSD, calmness is a hard thing to obtain because we're so on edge, or anxiety is high, or just feeling overwhelmed. But I want you to experience calmness. So we're gonna do an exercise. All right, we're gonna just get somewhere, get comfortable, and just sit down and get in a comfortable state. Don't just sit down and flop. Sit up. Whew. Yeah, I'm already calm. But I want you to be calm. I want you to be calm as I'm calm. So I want you to just take your time. Right, just breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you're doing this, if I shut my mouth, you'll probably feel more calm, right? But don't you feel more calm? Exactly. So when you're calm, I'm going to give you a tip with this. Maintaining composure and a sense of equilibrium. Now listen, this equilibrium, this means a state in which opposing forces or influences are balanced, especially under pressure. Now, if you're with me, let me slow down and rewind this a little bit. People with PTSD and traumas do not have this calmness, but calmness gives you an equilibrium when opposing forces or influences are balanced, especially when you're under pressure. Let me tell y'all something. People with PTSD and trauma, it ain't got to be no pressure. We already put ourselves under pressure. But today I want to let you know that you don't have to be under pressure. And when things come, like see what it says. It says opposing forces. Things in life are going to happen. Yeah, I'm not trying to speak. No, I'm speaking life. Things are like my situation. I had to depend on somebody for a ride. It didn't work out. That was an opposing force. But I was calm. You understand? I was calm. I was balanced. And it was this situation was a pressure situation. I need to get to a destination, or else there was going to be repercussions behind that situation. So what are you saying, Mr. Walker? Mr. Walker is saying even if the bills are a little bit overwhelmed, even if your rent is overwhelmed, even though your child is tripping, or even though you're having some discouragements with yourself or your friends, or you breaking up in a relationship, or whatever the case may be, just remain calm. I know you saying, Mr. Walker, that's not easy. I want to give you a tip about something. If you have a relationship with Christ, or if you have healthy relationships with people that you can reach out to and talk to, you can remain calm. Because what's happening, everybody knows we have opposing forces. That's going to happen. Life is an opposing force, because you got death. That's an opposing force. So be glad to have an opposing force while you live, because I don't know how it is when you die, but I don't think you can fight that back. But you got to understand the world right now. If you watch the news, that could put you in trauma, PTSD, and panic mode, and anxiety, and that's an opposing force that's putting you under pressure. But we got to learn to remain calm. And I hear the Holy Spirit telling me, the Word of God said, be still and know that I am God. That was good. Sometimes we have to be still. We can't go with the flow and be panicking and just going what people saying and flowing. If you have to have your own inner peace, and I'm promoting that today. So remain calm. Do your breathing techniques and remain calm, and know that you will handle situations when you're under pressure. That was good. All right. Another one, stress management. Whew. That's deep, right? effectively coping or handling stress and adversity without becoming overwhelmed. Stress management. Okay, so listen. A lot of things that we do stress, PTSD and traumas. We stress, we panic, we stress. Sometimes if you sit down and think about the bills too much, if you sit down and think about another person's opinion, or if you sit down and think about you're worried about your personal appearance, or you're thinking about what the outcome is of the future, this can be overwhelming. I want to teach you today. Us people with trauma and PTSD, we have racy thoughts that makes us overwhelmed. And I'm sharing this because a lot of people don't understand that the fact that you could be overwhelmed in your mind, in your thought process, not just this is the internal factor. The external factor, the outside the world, can make you overwhelmed. But today, we need to learn how to manage our stress, and we need to learn how to manage our stress and be in control, stay in control, and let know that God is in control, and you are in control of how you think and you feel. So be careful with that. Don't stress yourself out. Don't be overwhelmed. Another tip I have is consistent mood. Consistent mood, right? Consistent mood. So I was telling my mom today, I was, as I was getting high doing my hygiene or whatever, I was telling her, I said, Mom, every day could be a good day. Because every day as in addiction, every day was a sad day. Every day was a bad day. Every day was a get money day. Every day was a tricking day. Every day was watch out for the police day. I'm talking about watch for the bills. How we gonna pay for the room? How the kids gonna eat? These things can be overwhelming. I'm really you seen that? Overwhelming. But when you're consistent in the mood, when you wake up and you have that routine, I'm gonna teach you something. Avoid extreme mood swings and maintaining a relatively stable emotional state. So listen, avoid extreme mood swings. If you feel happy today, try to feel happy all day. Don't be happy and then let a thought or a conversation or a person or an experience change your course of the day. Mr. Walker, can you teach me this? Yes, I will teach you this. Yesterday was very important for me. I had an appointment, and I had to get to that appointment. And my mood was, I have to get there no matter what. And I did what it takes to get there. And I was joyful. If you see my videos yesterday, I was walking. I was joyful with this experience. So what are you saying, Mr. Walker? Avoid feeling overwhelmed. Avoid having different mood swings. Just practice. Wake up every day and say, hey, just try to start saying, hey man, today's gonna be a good day. And feel that. Yes, life happens. It rains, it snows, car breakdown, whatever. It's all kinds of stuff happen. But it doesn't have to have the effect on your mood. Sometimes when you understand about life and you have experience, you can understand, you say, you know what, this happened, this has happened before. Thank you, Lord. I already been through this. I already know the outcome. How I'm going to react. How I'm going to let this change my mood. Don't let people dictate your day. Don't let people dictate your life. If you have constructive criticism for you to better your life, and you have somebody that oversees over you and want to see the best for you, yes, take their advice. You don't have to always take their advice, but at least take heed to their advice, and understand that you have control over how you feel. Don't let nobody have control over how you feel. And that was very important. I'm glad I said that. Now I want to share with you that there are benefits to these tips. And like I say, if you're self-aware, if you have resilience, if you're calm, if you have stress management, and you have a consistent mood, you can express yourself better in these states. I want to share that. All right, so there are benefits once again. The benefits of emotional stability is one, improved mental health. You will have improved mental health. Emotional stability contributes to a greater sense of well-being and reduces the risk of mental health. You hear that? Listen now. I'm telling you, this is the great benefits of your emotional stability, because you will feel good. I used to listen. All right. I used to be messed up, y'all. I used to be so many. I used to think everything. I used to be on so many drugs. I used to think some people was out to get me. I used to be around people that they mentality, that people like the mafia was after us, the feds were after us. My daddy, when he used to do drugs, the government, people watching him from the tree. Yeah, real stuff. And I'm saying this, some of y'all can relate to this. We have dealt with other people's mental health issues, and it messed us up. But today, how you can improve that is understand you have to have better emotional stability so you can have a better mental health in your mind. You can, once you start saying, hey man, I'm a better person, I'm changing, I'm feeling healed, I need help, I can do this, just positivity, then this emotional stability kicks in, and it gives you a greater sense of yourself. I feel like I said yesterday. Yesterday I took my my little walk, and I feel great today. I feel like I told my brother, I feel juiced. I am juiced. Yes, I'm really juiced, and and that when you have self-love and that positive energy that you apply to yourself without nobody else, because a lot of times when you change, a lot of people are not going to be around you again. A lot of people are going to fall off, because when you change, a lot of things that you're used to hearing or used to doing, you're not going to want to be involved with that anymore. But I am proud of you for keep watching my videos and been riding with me and seeing the change. I know since you've been watching these videos, men and women, that you have applied change to your life, and this is great for both of us, because now we care about ourselves more. That was great. And our mental health. We care about the way we think. We care about the way how we feel. This is great, and I do, and I care for the little feedback that I have been getting. I appreciate it, but I care for how, not for how people think about me, but how I am affected in changing your life as I'm making these videos. These videos are changing my life. I watch the videos, and I'll be like, wow. But yeah, this is great. Self-improvement is always a must. And understand these are benefits. We're talking about benefits. Another benefit that you can have is stronger relationships. I will really vouch for this. Since I have been doing better in my mind, mental health, thinking, and in my sobriety, and with my walk with God. Let me say my walk with God, my sobriety, and my mental health. Me and my mother relationship has got wonderful. Me and my brother relationship has got wonderful. Me and my nieces, I love you, Nicole. Me and her relationship is like, she called me preaching the other day. It was amazing. When you have stronger relationships, not only that you change, but you also change the other person, and they get to learn, because you might think you know them, but they get to, because you've been off in addiction and running wild. A lot of people, when I talk to them now, they don't know me. They don't know the new me. My family doesn't know the new. My sister, she's seen this before. My sister always used to look at me all the time, and I give her credit. She used to say, bro, you're a genius. And she's seen it. She's seen it before. She's seen this before anybody, because she used to look at me, even in my bad state, and say, bro, you're a genius. When you have this emotional stability, you can have stronger relationships. Emotional stability, you tend to have a healthier and more fulfilling relationships. When you're stable with yourself and you don't feel like the world's out to get you, or somebody want to see you fail, or or people just look at you like you're your old self. When you change, as you change, they change. Their mental capacity about you change. So like I say, when you're making change just keep being yourself and express and speak life out your mouth, saying, "Hey, I'm changing." Shout out to my brother. I can only talk about the people I deal with, but my brother, I have really traumatized my brother. He has ruled a lot with me that my family don't know about. My sister has ruled a lot with me that my family don't know about. But my sisters and my brothers, I have really traumatized them. And as I am today, I know my sister probably watched some of my videos, and she could just sit there and just probably smile at me like, "That's my brother. That's the brother I know." My little brother, he bigger than me, but he don't know the new me, and I've been patient with him with my emotions, because sometimes, like I said, some people can remind you of something, and you can be, if you're not emotionally stable, you can be offended or not understand. It can trigger you, cause you to relapse. So I want to push that you can be stronger when you're in tune with your emotions. That was great. Another tip is better decision making. Whoa, better decision making. Now listen, I got to share this story. I have to share this, y'all. So as a recent addict, okay, right, and a street person, and a person that like the hustle, right. So I got to share this. I had just got me a lump sum, right. Do you know, before I had got my lump sum, I was saying, you know what? I had a made up mind. I say, okay, if I get this, I'm gonna do this and do that. A lot of people, God will test you. When you have a decision and you want to do better about yourself, and I say, you know what, Lord, if you give me this money at this certain amount of time, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, and guess what? He put it in my hand, and immediately, as a former addict, I could not told nobody, I could not say nothing, and I could have been, "Where's Waldo?" And they would have called me, and I would have been like, "Yeah, let me call you back." And y'all, if y'all know what that means, I'm getting high and doing my thing. I don't feel like talking. That's what that means. Or I'm making money, and I don't want to hear you making a transaction. That's what that means too. So, I'm just sharing. I'm not doing it now. I'm just sharing. That's what it was back then. I just want to clarify that. So when the situation happened, my mind was, hello, get my own place, put on me some new clothes, get me some jewelry, you know what I'm saying? And stay sober and clean and stay stable and stay emotionally safe within myself, because now I could look at myself and say, hey man, that relationship I was at, I think I made a good decision. So me being single, I think I made a good decision. Me being sober, I think I made a good decision. But the only way you can do this is have that emotional stability. Because if I didn't forgive myself, if I didn't have a made up mind, if I didn't dress or get help with my mental health, which I have been taking, like I told you, sometimes I take medication, sometimes I don't. If I didn't just understand that I need to be a better person, I need to be a better me, and I need to be a man and take care of myself as a man and get off this codependency and where I'm gonna get the next dollar from when I got the money in my hands, them were better decision makers. And I can sit here today as a human being to let you know that you can make better decisions with traumas and PTSDs and addiction and sobriety, excuse me. All right, so that was great. All right, so we get almost to the end. Increase resilience, okay? So increase your resilience. If you fall, get back up. Just keep going. If you sometimes we make wrong thoughts, just say, erase that thought. As I want to share with you personally, even though I'm feeling recovered, don't think now time I don't have them old memories, or I don't have some people I can be on the phone with them and they'll bring up some old conversations or some old habits I used to do. And when you increase that resilience, it keeps you from having challenges and it keeps you from that setback. This is really good. Please hear me, y'all. You can have a made up mind when that challenge comes or when that setback comes, because your resilience, you will not fail. You will not relapse. A lot of people relapse because they fall in the challenge. They fall in the setback. Today, whatever your setback is, whatever your challenge is, do not let it get the best of you. That challenge I had yesterday, if I tell you the time length of that challenge, yeah, it was amazing. So even if it's in your personal health, in your mental health, your personal emotions, your lifestyle, don't let your challenges and setbacks bring you down. Sometimes a lot of things ain't working out for me the way I want to, but guess what? I keep it going. I keep it moving. I really do, because I know I want to share this. I know we all know, we all know what it feels like to be stuck. When you're stuck, yeah, that ain't right. I want to spit stuck out my mouth. When you're stuck, that is it's like stagnant. I'm breaking stagnant today. We're breaking that. We're breaking all these type of things so we can endure. Oh, thank you, Lord. When you have increased resilience, this helps you endure. The Bible says the race is not given to the swift, but to the ones endure. If you're in recovery, if you're on your own, you're in your marriage, if you're in your health, if you're trying to self-improve, you need resilience to endure. This was great. This is awesome, man. Please get that. And a lot of us that's watching these videos, if you're seeing me today, you have resilience in you. You haven't given up on yourself, and you're still going. So continue to keep going. Right. So, increased resilience, emotionally stable, you are better equipped to handle life challenges and setbacks. Didn't I just say that? Okay, so here go another thing. Say, all right, you ready? All right, let me slow down because I'm excited. Say, I am equipped to handle life challenges and setbacks. Say that. Yeah, I want you to say that. Say it again. Okay? Say, I am equipped to handle life challenges and setbacks. You are equipped. I think it says something, put on the whole armor of God. Today. Transform not the renewing of your mind, to renew your mind, not the things of this world. Scripture, read the scriptures. If not, get around people, positive support groups that speaks life. Today, I just taught you how to speak life to yourself. Even when we get off this video, sit down and redo these exercises and practice these exercises consistently, and it'll help you with resilience and endurance. That was great. Okay, so here's the summary of today's class. Emotional stability is the extent to which a person is calm, secure, and experience little fluctuation in emotions. So listen, y'all, when you got self-control, when you're emotionally stable, and you have a made-up mind, a clean, peaceful mind, you will have little fluctuation. You know what fluctuation is? Like outbursts, anger, in your emotions. Today, if you feeling what I'm feeling today, and you feel the peace, and you want to share something, just take your time and take these tips, and understand that you can express yourself in these states. That's good. That's really good. Okay, so improved mental health reduces stress, anxiety, depression, by expressing emotions in a healthy way. You got to think that. So when you improve your mental health, you reduce stress, you reduce your anxiety, you reduce your depression, and you can express yourself in a healthy manner. Also, when you're expressing yourself, watch your thoughts and feelings when you're expressing your emotions and your body language. This is very powerful. We're about to go. Today, I want you to know that you can have a new self, inside of you, within your thoughts, within your feelings, within your mental and your behaviors. Understand that. Even with your finances as well. I'm going to add that. You can become a new person. If you apply everything that I'm teaching, or just find something. If you're not comfortable with me, which I wish you would, but if you're not comfortable with me, find something to apply to yourself to better yourself. Because some people might don't agree with everything I say, but I know one thing I'm being an example to how you can be better. And thank you for watching Trauma Support Group Management. And stay strong and be positive, y'all. I love y'all. I love everybody that support me. Stay strong.